So should you get an LLC for your real estate investing business? I'm gonna go and answer that question in this video, so stick around. Hey, what's going on? It's Sam Kwak, one of the Kwak Brothers real estate investor, and in this video, I'm gonna go and answer the question, should I get an LLC for my real estate investing business? Now, before we go on, I just wanna make sure you guys understand that I'm not an attorney, I am not an accountant, so please don't misconstrue this video as a legal advice. Be sure you consult with a licensed attorney to get a better idea for your situation and for your unique scenario. Cool? So I'm just gonna go and explain to you guys how we're using our LLC, my brother and I, to grow our real estate investing business as well as our passive income portfolio. So an LLC stands for Limited Liability Company, also interchangeably Limited Liability Corporation. So I'm gonna go and draw this on the board, give you guys a visual illustration. A limited liability corporation gives you certain features and benefits in terms of legal protection. There might be also tax strategies that relate to LLC. We're not gonna get into that today. In fact, we're gonna go and bring in an accountant and we're gonna interview an accountant to give you guys some tax benefits of using an LLC. Cool? So in our case, we use an LLC as legal protection. And here's one of the protections that we get to take advantage of using an LLC. So we actually own several properties inside of our LLC. In fact, we have multiple LLCs, and I'll explain to you guys why. We have a rental property, okay, inside of an LLC. Let's say, for example, one day someone walks by our rental property, trips and falls, and decides to sue us because they're hurt. Now, typically they're gonna try to sue the owner of the property, in which, in this case, the owner of this rental property is our LLC, okay? Now, when this person who tripped, unfortunately, sues the LLC also creates a barrier, a legal barrier between the LLC, the rental property and its possessions, and us personally, okay? So there's a personal protection, so they can't sue us directly, they have to sue the LLC. And when let's say they are successful and they win the lawsuit, we're at fault, we have to pay damages. What's nice is that we are not liable for those damages, the LLC is. So that means they can't come after our personal possessions. They can't come after our personal property. They can't come after our personal home. They can't come after our personal cars. We have this protection where it's a separate entity between us personally and the LLC. Now, there are certain things you can do to break that barrier, in which you may want to consult your attorney as far as what you need to do to keep that barrier. And one of the things that my attorney is suggesting is that make sure you have a separate bookkeeping, have a separate bank account, separate policies, separate standard procedures, mainly because if you do end up going to court, the judge may want to see that you've been treating this LLC, this company, as a separate thing. So make sure, and this is not a legal advice, make sure you consult with an attorney, but our attorney is suggesting that you keep all procedures, bank account, as well as how you handle money separate from your personal account. Cool? So that's one of the things that the LLC gives you as far as legal protection, some of the things that could help you down the road. Another thing that the LLC may also give you in terms of benefits and why you may need one, again, you may not need one right off the bat, okay? Consult with an attorney on that. But you may not need one right off the bat. But what is nice about the LLC is that you can go ahead and set up a separate business bank account. You can go ahead and set up the LLC has its own tax ID. You can also get a separate business credit, which actually is gonna be a separate video that we're gonna go and create. But you can go and create a separate credit just for your business so that your business credit and your personal credit is separate. They have different credit scores. They have different reports. It's a great way to build business credit if you have a poor personal credit. So an LLC may give you protection. Now, the reason why we have separate and different LLCs, okay, we have multiple LLCs, in fact, is mainly because we want to keep the liability separate. We don't want one lawsuit to affect all of our properties. So let's say all of our rental property, 79 units, are all in one LLC, okay? let's say we have multiple rental properties inside of just one LLC. Now, what tends to be the problem is that if one of the rental property goes down in a lawsuit and we owe millions of dollars in judgment, we have to sell all of our other rental properties inside that same LLC to satisfy that judgment or the loss or the damage that we had to pay. But if we have a separate LLC, for example, okay, if we decide to place our rental properties in different LLCs, okay, one lawsuit here in this LLC is not going to go and affect our other LLCs that we have and their given properties. So that way, it gives us extra measure of protection in case we run into a lawsuit or liability issues, whatever the case might be. All of our other property is being protected. This is actually one of the big reasons why ambulance companies use different LLCs. Each ambulance may have its own LLC. So it might be a one giant ambulance company. The ambulance company it may have its own mother holding company. It may have different LLCs for individual ambulance trucks, okay? And one LLC might hold just one or two ambulance trucks, mainly because ambulances have liabilities, right? Because what if there was a mishandling of the patient and the patient dies? Well, they can get in trouble, they can get in a lawsuit. So they don't want that one lawsuit affecting all their other ambulance and trucks and other assets they may have. So they split up all these different assets into different LLCs, mainly because of legal protection. So be sure to consult with a licensed and competent attorney, whether you need an LLC or not. It may depending on how much asset you have, what type of rental properties you have. Are you married? Are you not? That may all change the answer to do you need an LLC or not. Maybe you need a living trust. Maybe you need a S corporation. Maybe you need a limited partnership. So an LLC is one of the more common entities that real estate investors use to protect themselves, protect the property, as well as keep things separate, keep the liability separate from the personal liability as well as the business liability. So I hope this answers your question. Do you need an LLC or not? My answer always is consult with an attorney, but generally for what we do, we use an LLC for our legal protection as well as keeping liability separate. Now be sure to go and watch our other video on how to buy rental property without using your own money or credit. Yes, it's possible, we've done it. So we're gonna show you guys how to do it. Go and click on this video right here, how to buy rental properties without using your own money or credit. I'll see you guys there.